Yes. Obey my commands. Good luck. Touch gloves. Thank you. Let's go to work.
All right. We bring in Joel Diaz, my broadcast partner this evening. We send our condolences to Bernard Hopkins and his family on the loss of a loved one. But Joel, we're very excited to have you here. You know Alejandro Barrera because you were in his corner when he pulled off the upset against Eddie E-Boy Gomez, and that set him up for this fight against Keandre Gibson. What do we expect from this young man?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me and having me here. We expect a great fight. We expect a fight that people want to see. Barrera beating Eddie Gomez, and Keandre Gibson, comes from a loss, so he needs to prove himself.
A big jab there from Keandre Gibson to start the fight. Now, there was no secret here in terms of Barrera knowing what he had in front of him. He said, Keandre Gibson is a good fighter. He fights like an Olympian with fast flurries. He's quick, but I also saw his loss against Orozco, and I know that he hasn't fought many high-level fighters. Nonetheless, he's a solid fighter. And when you look at this on paper, you would say, hey, Gibson is a more skilled, more technical fighter, but you can't account for heart, and that's what Barrera has.
Barrera has a lot of heart. He can take you to some deep waters. He's a slow fighter, but he's always in front of you, and he can demoralize you in any moment.
Nacho Beristain is the trainer of Alejandro Barrera. He took over 8 years ago as he was sparring Juan Manuel Marquez for one of his fights. And, Nacho doesn't like to waste his time. He's got 28 world titleists that he's trained. He said once he gets to 30, he'll retire. His last champion was crowned October 14th, and it was Jessica Neri Plata, flyweight from Mexico. So he says Barrera could be my 29th, but he's got it tough against Keandre Gibson, and so far Gibson is showing a lot of his skill set.
Gibson has fast hands. He has fast hands, but he has to maintain that rhythm throughout the whole fight. And Barrera is, like I said, he's a slow fighter, but he's always there. Slowly, he'll be picking you right where he wants you.
Trying to use the jab to come in and get inside the guard of Keandre Gibson. Good defense from Gibson, and he works the body with the left hand. Now a nice double uppercut combination from Keandre Gibson, who said, I feel a lot stronger at 147 pounds. I was really dehydrating myself to make 140. I felt that in the Antonio Orozco fight, but Gibson really is at his best when he throws a lot of punches.
Exactly. I feel the same way about Gibson. At 147, he's stronger, he's faster, and he's more comfortable. As we can see, he landed a great combination of an uppercut with a left hook, and he's establishing his jab really well.
Gibson, not a big power puncher, has got 7 knockouts in his 17 professional victories, but if he can put punches together based on the jab, that really is just as good as having one punch knockout power.
Exactly. He needs to keep moving around the ring, making Barrera miss. Using the jab.
All right, once in the books here from Las Vegas. Finish your thought.
Súbete.
That jab he's doing. His feet are too wide. You move, stay sharp, keep the jab working. You can beat him all night.
Oh. Move the head, 2 jabs in the center of the ring. You see, he don't do nothing. Every time he's throwing 2, he don't far. Hold 2 jabs and turn it. He drops that jab to your body, that Superman 2 comes up, right? That Superman 2. Stay off the ropes. If he ain't working, you work. But work with speed, not power. So stay relaxed, but sit down on the inside. You're looking good. Dominate the round.
Keep that jab controlling the pace. Great work. Hell yeah, easy. You dominated that round. That's great work, Key. That's great.
Bernardo Osuna alongside Joel Diaz, coming to you live from the Park Theater in Las Vegas, Nevada. Very proud to be here for the first televised boxing show since the October 1st tragedy, and very happy to be joined by over 500 first responders to whom Golden Boy gave tickets to this fight card. So staying Vegas strong as Keandre Gibson really showcasing what he's capable of doing here early on, and he's got Barrera's nose bloody.
Keandre has fast hands, and like I said, he's very skillful fighter. He can move, use the entire ring, but can he maintain the rhythm? Now, Barrera can land a good counter punch. He can counter over his jab and can surprise him with one punch.
And Barrera said, I know he's quick, so I'm going to try to work the body and break him down. So it's just a process. Barrera said, I have to take a mental approach to this fight. I know he's fast. I know what he can do. He fights like an Olympian, so I have a challenge in front of me, but I will break him down round by round. And so far, he hasn't found the formula to get away from that jab.
I see, because Barrera's walking too straightforward. He's not moving his body at all.
Stop holding.
I see minimum head movement, and he needs to apply the pressure, make Keandre go back, but close the gap. Get him tired, slow him down.
All right, so now we see Barrera trying to throw combination punches, but it's always concerning when you see a fighter bleeding out of his nose so early on in the fight. He's got, 8 more rounds of this to go. What's the problem when you see a guy whose nose is bleeding?
Well, you can't breathe out of your nose. You gotta maintain your mouth open, and that can be a problem, because now you're breathing out of your mouth instead of out of your nose, and it's frustrating.
It's frustrating. It becomes even worse if you try to blow your nose, and then it starts to inflame your eyes. So there's a host of issues that can happen based on a bloody nose, and for sure that Keandre Gibson has an eagle eye on it and keeps targeting that jab because he knows that he can continue to do damage.
See, Keandre keeps moving. Barrera keeps coming. So Barrera is landing less punches, but I think he's doing more of the damage, because Keandre throws combinations, but as you see, more of his punches are just slapping punches.
And it's always that great quandary of, are we going to appreciate the aggression of Barrera or the effectiveness of Keandre Gibson? And by we, I mean the 3 we's that count, the judges. And that's the big question that we'll have to see as round 2 comes to an end.
Box. Time. Yes, the cape coming loose. Is that cape coming loose? Yeah.
Joe, Keandre throwing combinations, the key for tonight.
It's maintaining the jab out there and reacting quick with that straight right hand, just like he did right there. Double jab, straight right.
All right, Bernardo soon alongside boxing trainer of 8 world champions and many of the young prospects you enjoy week after week here on Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN. Joel Diaz, had a good time here at the Park Theater in the Monte Carlo Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. As we're going to take a look at the total punches through the first 2 rounds of this fight. And Barrera, you said, throwing a lot more punches, but Keandre Gibson being a lot more effective with his connect percentage. So really it comes down to effectiveness or damage and activity.
It's just a matter of rounds, It's just a matter of they can maintain their pace and see how they can keep up after the second half of the fight. Because you can see that Barrera has more power on his punches.
Both guys have been sparring partners with legitimate great fighters throughout their work. Keandre Gibson, a sparring partner for Manny Pacquiao, for Saul Canelo Alvarez, for Ruslan Probodnikov, and Alejandro Barrera. He sparred Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for the Canelo fight, as well as Juan Manuel Marquez, as we get the first warning for Jay Nady here early on in round number 3. But Barrera said, look, the experience you get from training against great fighters doesn't mean anything in the ring. It just gives you the confidence that you can hang in there. So far, he's hanging in there and landing some good right hands against Keandre Gibson.
He landed a great combination with that right uppercut, and you know, if he keeps landing that right uppercut there, he can hurt Keandre Gibson.
There, he got him to the body with that short left hook, and you see Keandre drop his right hand to protect with that elbow. So that's a great sign when you're looking across your opponent and you see him drop that right hand to protect his body.
You know, at this point, Keandre Gibson feels the pressure, feels the power, because Barrera keeps coming forward and landing that left hook to the body. Did some damage. Now he's thinking about it twice.
Nice overhand right. You mentioned earlier, and there it was a slip. There was somewhat of a punch at the same time, but you know, now Barrera is looking to get a little reckless, and that's exactly the opposite of what you want if you're in his corner.
See, even though it was a slip, you know, that motivates the fighter. It gives him energy to say, you know what, it felt like a knockdown, so he's going for it.
Well, started with the body work, and there you see another left hook, and he forces Gibson to breathe deep. He watched the fight between Antonio Orozco and Keandre Gibson. He knows the body work is key, and once again, the legs of Keandre Gibson buckle under the pressure of the body work of Alejandro Barrera.
La cabeza y sus movimientos defensivos, están peleando muy bien, lo están madurando.
It's a bad cut. That's a bad cut.
You don't do that. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's simple. You punch it first. He don't punch.
That's probably from that elbow, man.
Simple. Yeah, he threw his elbow up. That's why he was punching his body.
He's about to come and barrage you Mexican style. He's coming forward. I need
Si tiras arriba, le matas duro abajo, gancho al hígado y derecha al cuerpo.
Venga.
Nada más que luego mueve el cuerpo, cabrón, porque te quedas ahí más en movimientos defensivos.
Give us some power sometime to keep him off it, so let's go. I need energy this round. I need energy.
All right, so it was a slip there in round number 3. Round number 4, Nacho Beristain had great instructions for Alejandro Barrera. He's a Hall of Famer for a reason, Joel.
Exactly, that's exactly what I said in the beginning. You know, Barrera just keeps coming forward, but he needs some head movement, and that's exactly what Nacho explained to him. You gotta come forward, but hit the body.
Big right there from Keandre Gibson. He's got Barrera hurt. A big right hand, and then he ties him up. The veteran experience, but I don't know that he's fully recovered here early in round number 4 as Keandre Gibson showing power here at 147 pounds. He said that was the key, and so far, he's looking good.
Wow, that was a stunning right hand, and then he followed with a left.
Oh, big jab.
He's not completely recovered.
No, you can see the fact that his arms, when he flails them, Barrera is not in a good position, and a low blow, says Jay Nady, that looked like to be on the belt line. And it all started with the body shot from Keandre Gibson. The first punch he threw here in round number 4 was a little bit of Barrera's medicine, and now a big left hook from Keandre Gibson. And this is just all heart from Alejandro Barrera, who throws with the elbow. He's bleeding profusely from the nose. The corner of Gibson told referee Jay Nady he throws his elbow, be careful. And he's trying everything to stay on his feet.
Looks like Keandre found the key, and it's applying the pressure, getting inside. Because if he creates that space, he's gonna get caught with the right hand. So now in the inside, he's landing the better shots.
And then he just landed a big uppercut and an overhand right. Keandre Gibson feeling very confident. The blood on Gibson's face is from Alejandro Barrera, not his own. As Barrera pulls him in, he's trying to use every trick in the book here, Joel, to stay on his feet the remainder minute and 5 seconds here of round number 4.
He's a veteran, so he knows how to survive. Even if he's hurt, he knows how to finish the round, find his way out in order for him to continue. But those two shots were devastating. He really hurt him.
I mean, it just goes to show you how much heart, how much desire Alejandro Barrera has. And it may be blood from Keandre Gibson's left eyebrow here in round number 4. Big left hand from Keandre. It was a snapping shot, but he just keeps catching Barrera as he comes in. And it is the cut over the eye of Keandre Gibson. We'll see how he reacts to his own blood as now Barrera works to the body.
Well, you saw right now he's already trying to clean the blood out of his eye, so that's a distraction for him right there. He knows, because once he starts wiping the eye, it's bothering him.
Big right hand now from Alejandro Barrera. All right, well, looks like he's going to finish this round on his feet. That's got to be a moral victory for Alejandro Barrera. Both guys are bleeding profusely here in round number 4 as we're going to listen in with the Hennessy corner cam and see what Hall of Famer Ignacio Nacho Beristain has to say to Barrera.
Está esperando que tires, para cuando te enderezas te tira y te agarra ahí, o cuando vas entrando. ¿Por qué? Porque no haces movimientos.
Why? Because you're not using your movement. He's landing harder punches because you're not moving. Give me some gauze. Almost dropped there in that round.
Te estás quedando y lo estás dejando tomar la iniciativa.
You're letting him take the initiative. You're just hitting and you're pulling straight back.
Este sí.
He won this round, but you won the first 2. Those are the words of Hall of Famer Nacho Beristain. I mean, you can't have a better man in your corner. No disrespect to you who was there last time out.
No. You know what? He's giving them great instructions, but the problem with Barrera here is that he's pulling back too much. Every time Keandre makes a move, he pulls back, and that's where he gets caught. Nacho said something very important. You're not moving your body. You're not giving me no head movement. That's exactly what you're getting caught.
Big right hand from Keandre Gibson, and we're going to take a look at the punch output for the last round, which had to be the best round for Gibson. He threw 50, landed 18. That's a 36% clip, and Barrera threw 77, but only landed 13. And this was the first round where you could say that Gibson not only landed more, but the more effective and powerful punches.
But you know, Bernardo, at this point, Gibson already figured out a way out, and that's counterpunching. You know, he's trying to set up the jab for Barrera to open up and counter him on the way in. And that's what he's doing. He's landing great combinations, great shots, and Barrera's slowing down, but he needs to close the gap and keep working the body as he's walking in, but with head movement as Nacho told us.
Yeah, now it's Alejandro Barrera who gets caught with a nice left hook as Keandre Gibson set the trap you were mentioning, and he followed through on it because Alejandro Barrera, he was just not very careful in his defense as he was walking in, and Gibson now uses the jab to stop Barrera in his tracks.
Barrera stopped using the right hand. He was loading up on the right hand, and he already stopped using it. I think if he will use that right hand over Keandre Gibson's jab, he's effective. But he's not throwing it anymore. He used it only in the first and in the second round. He's a little tired. They're fatigued already, especially Barrera fatigued in the last round. Maybe he's not fully recovered from the combination.
Yeah, I mean, he did get hurt there in the 4th round, and the fact that you mentioned that he's been bleeding from the mouth since round number 2, the fact that he's been breathing from his mouth, that's also another factor in this fight. Keandre Gibson trying to use his speed at short distance, and he's not allowing Barrera to use that 2-inch reach advantage. Good job by the corner, 2 on the cut.
Yeah, they did a great job, but now it's started to bleed again. But Barrera keeps bleeding from the nose, and you can tell that his mouth is open. He's bleeding through his mouth.
All right, now when you see a guy with his mouth open, that could be bad news if he gets caught on the chin.
Exactly, because you don't got full protection on the mouthpiece.
Not biting down like you're supposed to. As round 5 comes to an end, we're halfway through this, our co-main event of the evening between Keandre Gibson and Alejandro Barrera from Las Vegas.
Hey, you get ready. stop it.
Slow your mind down. Just get your recovery. We're halfway through this fight. Second half of the fight is supposed to be our fight. You're the athlete. You don't want the speed and the attributes. All you got to do is recover.
¿Cómo? Ah. Lo estás dejando tomar el inicio.
He want me quit. Quit.
Yes,
he
he's
want
ready.
me quit. You
Key,
gotta see it and make him quit.
Get the heart rate down. Focus on breathing. We're halfway done. We're right where we want to be. Okay?
You gotta stop it.
All
Right
right,
where we
in
wanna be.
tonight's
It's
main
on the face.
event, we have Gabriel Rosado stepping into the ring. And this is a very important fight in his career. He's been in against very tough competition, including a victory over Seishu Powell. He lost to Gennady Golovkin, Jermell Charlo, and David Lemieux. So this is a fight that he must win against Len the Jersey Boy Tapia. In the corner, there was no secret that Dewey Cooper was telling Keandre Gibson, you're the athlete, you're the better fighter, you're in better condition. Just go do what you're supposed to do and you'll get the victory.
And he's doing it. He's doing the correct work. He's working properly. He's working with speed. He's putting combinations in the right way. So, you know, he just feels that he can dominate this fight.
Yeah, but he cannot make any mistakes against a veteran like Alejandro Barrera. The body work, though, is going to be key for Keandre Gibson. That's been the key for Gibson. It was the key for Barrera early on, but it's been whoever works the body better has gotten the best of his opponent.
See, that's a must. Working the body can do two things. Wear you down, and at the same time, bring your defense down. And that's what I see Barrera's trying to do by landing shots to the body, is bringing Keandre Gibson's defense so that he can land that right hand. That was one of the best punches for Barrera, that right hand.
Wants to run from the outside, big uppercut from Keandre Gibson. And Barrera leans in, looking to land his own punches, but that's twice that he's got caught by the uppercut from Keandre Gibson. He's finding a home, he's finding a way to generate power, but both guys are really feeling the effects of what has been a war in here tonight.
Exactly, and Barrera's not doing what Nacho told him to do. Head movement. He's not moving his head. He's right at distance for Gibson to land any shot. As you can see, he pulls back. His defense is low. That's why when Gibson counters, he lands the shot. If it's either a left hook or a straight right. Even the uppercut's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, he moves his head only when Keandre Gibson makes him move his head.
There's Barrera landing some good body shots.
For everything Barrera lands, there's a response for Keandre Gibson. Listen to the power that these guys are putting into every punch they're throwing. And now Barrera is also cut over the left eye, so he's bleeding from his nose, bleeding from his left eye. Keandre Gibson is also bleeding from the left eye. This is a bloody battle.
That makes this fight harder for Barrera now. He can't breathe out of his nose, and now he's got a cut on his eye.
But the warrior spirit is there from Alejandro Barrera as he keeps coming forward. He keeps finding Keandre Gibson in the center of the ring. And I'm happy to say my Dodgers are going to the World Series for the first time in 29 years.
Get the heart rate down. Get the heart rate down.
Both corners have been cut by.
Now, let's sit. Get your heart rate down. Focus on
You
recovery.
gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. If you come forward, you're gonna stop it. Come forward with the double jab.
Okay,
Rip
listen
the
to me.
ball past
Listen to me.
the body.
Listen to me.
You
Get
gotta
your heart
stop
rate.
Too many.
Okay? Get your legs back. Give me sharp punching, okay?
Don't catch that. You move your feet. You let him catch that with that right there. Don't be there for it. Go forward.
Huge key.
Vamos.
Take advantage of
Ya está
your
en la boca.
opponent's weaknesses, and that's exactly what Keandre Gibson is doing.
Well, he did in there in the counter punch and ended up with a right uppercut on the way out.
Barrera leans in a little bit too much, and he gets caught with the uppercut. And in the corner, they were telling Keandre Gibson, Huey Kupi, and Mike Afanasier, you've got him where you want him. Don't get sloppy, but you can go out there and win this fight. As now Keandre Gibson uses his head to keep Alejandro Barrera off of him. What's the toughest part of being in round number 7 with a bloody nose, mouth wide open, and blood coming down your left eye like Alejandro Barrera is facing? And a quick fighter who still's got some power in his punches.
At this point, 7th round, you have to think about making some sort of adjustments. You know, you cannot be doing the same thing over and over, and that's what Barrera's doing. He has not made any adjustments whatsoever. He focuses on doing the same thing over and over.
And it's not working, and it's surprising because the fact that he's got Nacho Beristain in his corner, his instructions from what we've heard are very precise, but he's not doing it. As a trainer, how frustrating is it when you're giving your guy the antidote to a fighter like Gibson and he's just not executing?
It's frustrating because you work for that in the gym. Before you come to a fight, you know, you put that game plan in play, and that's in the gym. And they have to execute it. That's why coming to a fight, you're gonna have a plan A and a plan B. Plan C if necessary. Right there, he's only working with plan A.
They gotta go to plan D now, Joel, because not only is Barrera cut from the left eye, bleeding from the nose since round number 2, but now the right eye is gushing blood as well. Barrera's a bloody mess, but he doesn't stop throwing punches, and there he lands a low blow, but that's just a testament to his heart.
Well, Barrera has a lot of heart, and you can see he survived that combination that really put him in a bad position, and now he's got two cuts and bleeding from the nose, mouth wide open, and he's still there. He's still looking for the knockout. He's still looking to finish the fight with one punch.
I know, but it's Keandre Gibson who is getting closer doing that. At some point, Nacho Beristain is going to take a look at Alejandro Barrera, and if he doesn't like what he sees, knowing the way he thinks, he may put an end to this fight unless he sees Barrera not only do what he's doing now, which is be a warrior, but change things up and make adjustments, because if not, he's just getting peppered by Keandre Gibson. The fans, this is a fan-friendly fight, and if you like this one, you're gonna like our main event between Glenn Tapia and Gabe Rosado. But for now, these two are garnering all the attention. The fans are into this here in Las Vegas.
At this point, Nacho's gonna take care of his fighter, protect him, or the doctor's gonna have to do something.
Espérate, no lo muevas.
Headbutt.
Go forward.
Mike just said the scorecard's close. Back his ass up, but boxing first.
Man,
boxing first.
the fight is very close. We got 3 rounds left.
Right.
The fight's very close.
Boxing
Just
first.
coming down the
Back
hustle.
him up.
Show us
Show
you
me that
want it.
champion, man.
Show us you want it. Great work, though.
Let's go, let's
Show
go.
me that door.
Box.
All right, round 8 of a 10-round fight. Ricardo Osuna alongside Joel Diaz coming to you from the Park Theater at the Monte Carlo in Las Vegas. And Joel, there's been some punches that Gibson has been able to land that you would think might have Barrera out. Why is it that he's still withstanding this punishment?
He's not turning his punch completely. As you can see, he still has some amateur style. That's the reason why he's not doing complete damage with his punches. Because he hits with instead of hitting with his fist, he's hitting with his palm, and that doesn't create that power, the knockout punch.
Now, how hard is it for a fighter to get away from that? I mean, this is already his 20th professional fight. You'd think by now somebody in the gym would have taught him how to throw a punch.
Sometimes they they get used to that. They get used to that, and they do it in sparring, and it's part of their normal routine. And it's hard to correct. You need some time, and have them do it, repeat it over and over.
All right, and apparently Jane 80 has seen Alejandro Barrera go repeatedly low, and so he offers him a warning as Keandre Gibson once again uses those shoe shine punches, but if he turned that punch over, maybe he'd have Barrera out by now in round number 8. The fans are really behind Barrera. They're behind the underdog, but how do you quiet a crowd? With a stiff jab like Gibson just threw.
See, Barrera is frustrated. 8th round, frustrated. He's got blood on both eyes, his nose, and right now he's trying to find a key. And sometimes he gets in there a little bit reckless, and that's the reason why Keandre Gibson puts in those counters and lands them.
No taking away from the will of a fighter, the desire of a fighter like Barrera, but he can't get away from a jab. Can't get away from the left hook.
Never underestimate a fighter, especially when he's hurt, and he's looking for that one punch to finish.
Stop. Break.
All right, Gibson also looking a little bit worse for wear. This is where you really know how well conditioned a fighter is. You know, Dewey Cooper was mentioning to Keandre, you're the athlete, you're the better fighter. Now it's time to prove it as he lands a beautiful right hand over the lazy jab of Barrera.
You know, sometimes you have to always look in the corner. My fighter's not gonna win. He's taking a beating, he's not gonna win. Hey, you know what, let's walk away.
Break.
All right, we're gonna walk away from round number 8 here. Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are.
Stop.
Get him out. Get him out. You gotta fight urgency to try to get him out. Now go forward and get his ass out.
Okay, we got with these next 2 rounds, okay? He's just outworking you. He's just outworking you, okay?
Estás quedando con los golpes.
You said that. You waited.
Alejandro Barrera told us in the fighter meetings Gibson is a good boxer, but he fights like an Olympian. And we're going to see an example of
All you gotta
exactly that,
remember,
Joel.
we gotta be first. You gotta go forward. You gotta take.
Well, we see Keandre Gibson, you know, trying to go in there with a jab, but in close range, he don't turn his fist completely.
I mean, that's a complete slap with the inside part of the glove. That's not going to be effective. It may cause a cut, but in terms of generating the type of power, it's no good. Jane 80 going back to the red corner because they forgot about peace. That doesn't happen.
Thank you.
Oh, no, it's too much Vaseline.
Go over there. You go over there.
But, hey, that's just, what is that? Experience. It's gamesmanship from the corner. Nacho Beristain and Jaime Quintana, they've done this a million times.
Well, it could happen to anybody. At this point, you're in the corner, things are running fast, and time's ticking. You know, especially for Barrera.
Oh, big left hook from Keandre Gibson. Catches Barrera flush, but what does Barrera do? Takes 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, comes with a right, and now beautiful body shots from Keandre Gibson. As Jane 80 is saying, watch out for those low blows. But what heart, what desire from Alejandro Barrera, despite being down in this fight, despite getting caught. And there, those left hooks, Joel, those are catching him clean.
Looks like Keandre Gibson does more damage with his left hooks than with his right hand, because he's turning his fist a little more on the left hook than he is on the right hand.
Oh, nice, solid jab from Keandre Gibson here in round number 10. There's about 5 minutes left of action, and the big question here is, can Alejandro Barrera not only withstand the onslaught of punches of Keandre Gibson as both fighters decide to go low, tit for tat there. Barrera goes first and Gibson goes second. He says, you want to go there? I'm going to do the same. But
well, it's becoming a great fight. I mean, it started out really well, and towards the later rounds, it's still a war. And Barrera's showing heart, determination, that he's still in the fight, regardless.
He sure is, because he's got a puncher's chance. He's got 17 knockouts in 27 fights. That's 58% of his victories. by stoppage for Alejandro Barrera compared to 37% from Keandre Gibson. A nice body shot there from Alejandro Barrera, and that just allows Gibson to repost with 3 punches of his own. I mean, this has become a slugfest. There's, a fighter like Gibson who, when he uses his jab, can outbox a fighter like Barrera, but the pressure of Barrera changes the fight, although he gets caught once again. The legs of Barrera don't look to be there, but something keeps him up, Boyd.
Keandre Gibson decides to stay in there because he already knows that he won't get hurt. But in reality, if he would just move around the ring a little more and throw the jab consistently, I mean, he will win. He will make this fight easier because Barrera doesn't move his head too much. He don't have much head movement. But Keandre Gibson, for some reason, he knows he can hurt him.
Big left hand from Keandre Gibson. And they're really taking a keen eye on him in the red corner, Nacho Beristain and Jaime Quintana, because he's taking a lot of shots here in round number 9. 20 seconds left. Barrera's trying to work that body. He's going too low, according to Jane 80, but he knows that that's maybe his only chance to get Gibson out of here. Is a big body shot. As Keandre Gibson lands a 5-punch combination, continues to throw, and Barrera comes back with something of his own. Maybe too brave for his own good is the way I would describe Barrera. Let's listen in to Nacho Beristain as Keandre Gibson goes to the opposite corner with blood streaming down the left side of his face.
Último round,
Keep
Alejandro.
your right hand up. He's not gonna land another hook, but you're staying behind. Give him water. Get it out of my eye. All right, this is the last round. You need to keep your earmuffs on because that's where he's landing his power punches. Mouthpiece. All right, keep your hands up and go. What did you think of Nacho's instructions there in between rounds 9 and 10?
Those are great instructions, but at the same time, you have to protect your fighter. I mean, he's not winning the fight.
Yeah.
And he's got severe damage on his face. Honestly, let's go. Walk away. Why put him to torture in another round? But, hey, maybe Nacho knows or feels that Barrera can finish Keandre in this round. We never know.
I mean, that's what he's expecting. Nacho Beristain, as Barrera is holding, trying to use his experience, coming with his head as a battering ram here in round number 10. Combination punching from Keandre Gibson. And I believe that if Keandre Gibson puts another 5-6 punch flurry together, Jane 80 will stop this fight.
Exactly. All he needs to do is just let go of his punches. If he just gives him a flurry of punches, he will stop the fight because he sees that he's fully in control of the fight.
Keandre Gibson looking to earn his 18th professional fight. His only blemish on his record is a loss to Antonio Orozco. Corleone had a draw as well.
But you know, I believe that fighting at 140 pounds, it's a big difference. He looks strong, he looks fast, and it's a completely different Keandre Gibson.
Yeah, now if he can learn to turn his punches over and generate that power with the right hand that he has with his left, then he would be a completely different fighter with a very high knockout ratio as opposed to only the 37% knockout ratio he has now. Big right hand followed by a left from Keandre Gibson. But once again, it's with the inside of the glove and not with the fist.
In the exchanges, usually on the exchanges, Barrera tries to land some power shots. When Keandre comes back with higher volume of punches and lands the best. There was a left hook by Keandre Gibson, who also hit with the palm of his hand.
Same story here in round number 10. You'd think an adjustment would have been made, but it hasn't. But I think this is the type of fight that helps Keandre Gibson in his development. I mean, if he can go 10 rough rounds with Alejandro Barrera, that's saying something.
It says a lot, because you got a fighter that is in front of you from the beginning to the end and doesn't stop, doesn't give up. He's a warrior.
And he brought out the warrior spirit in Keandre. They're a 5-punch combination from Keandre Gibson at short range, unable to do heavy damage. But nonetheless, you see in the way that Barrera reacts, just holding on. He just needs 13 more seconds to finish this fight on his feet. And I'll let you listen to how this fight ends. It ends with applause from the fans, Joel, because they had to respect what these two fighters gave them in the ring tonight.
It was a great fight. Tough fight for both of them.
And Joel, when you see a guy like Barrera go back to his corner, what can you tell him about his performance tonight?
Well, first of all, I said, I'm very proud of you. But at some points, you're not listening to instructions. You need to listen to instructions and follow instructions when you're in that ring, because he wasn't quite listening to Nacho.
That's a Hall of Famer, a man who knows what he's doing. Let's take a look at what made Keandre Gibson so successful tonight. We knew about his speed. We knew about his boxing skill. Walk me through these punches that made him so effective.
What made Keandre Gibson today, the fighter that he finished, was his counter punching. He saw every punch on Barrera, and then he was picking Barrera from the beginning. His confidence went high after he landed a straight right left hook and felt that he could hurt Barrera. And after that, he took over the full fight.
I mean, round 9 was a spectacular round, and they end up on their feet with the applause of every single fan here at the Park Theater at the Monte Carlo in Las Vegas, Nevada. And you can see the joy in the corner of Keandre Gibson. A lot to improve upon, but also a lot to build upon.
He's still young. He has a great career ahead of him. You know, there's always time to learn and put in some more work in the gym. All you need to do is go back to the gym, go back to the drawing board, and correct those mistakes.
All right, he has the tool set, and on the other side, a look of disappointment. I mean, pride because he was able to finish on his feet. Proud of the type of battle that he gave against Keandre Gibson, but Alejandro Barrera also has to be somewhat disappointed in his performance. We have the official decision in the center of the ring with Mark Fratto.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a big Vegas round of applause for these two hard-swinging scrappers. Having gone the 10-round distance, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Judge at ringside, Glenn Trowbridge, saw the contest 95-95, a draw. Overruled by Judge Burt Clements, who saw the action 97-93, and Kermit Bayless, who saw it 98-92 for your winner by majority decision from Las Vegas, Nevada, Keandre the Truth Gibson.
All right, Joel, the right guy got the decision, but it should have been unanimous. You always hold your breath when you hear 95-95.
Yeah, you know, you have to think about it twice. I mean, I was thinking about it, what happened here, you know, but I mean, he did win the whole